All right, let's talk about one of the coolest parts of making electronics. We're going to go from a clean, abstract schematic to a real physical printed circuit board layout. This, right here, is where the magic really happens, where logic gets physical. So let's jump in. So on the left, you've got your blueprint, right? Everything's logical, everything makes sense. But on the right, well, that's what we call the rat's nest. It's what you get the moment you import everything into the layout software. And our job? It's to solve this puzzle, to bring order to that chaos and turn that jumble into a beautiful, functional circuit.
So in this explainer, we're going to walk through 5 main stages. First, we'll pull in our schematic. Then we'll set up our digital workspace. After that, we'll actually draw the shape of our board, then get into the real art of placing components, and finally, we'll take a quick peek at the next big step, routing. Okay, first things first, we have to bring our schematic to life. This is that first big leap, you know? We're leaving the world of symbols and lines behind and stepping into the tangible world of actual physical parts and footprints.
Now you gotta remember, the PCB editor is basically just a mirror. It reflects your schematic exactly as you designed it, every part, every connection, so if you notice something's missing, don't start blaming the software. It's a huge flag telling you to pop back over to the schematic and fix it there. Get the blueprint perfect, and the physical layout will follow.
So now all our parts are just kind of floating in the editor, and you might be tempted to just start throwing them onto the board. But hold on. Trust me, spending just a couple of minutes prepping our digital canvas right now is going to save you hours of headaches later on. Let's set ourselves up for success.
We've got 3 quick but super important tasks. First, select the Edge Cuts layer. You can think of this as the Cut Here line for the factory. It tells the machines the exact physical shape of your board. Second, we set the grid. A 1mm grid is a great starting point for the outline. It just keeps everything nice and lined up. And finally, let's get our drawing tools ready to go.
All right, let's actually draw the physical footprint of our circuit. We're going to start with just a plain old rectangle, but then we're going to refine it into something that looks sleek and professional.
Using the rectangle tool, we'll draw out our board, say 1005 by 58 millimeters. Now, here's a little pro tip for you. Switch over to a layer that the manufacturer ignores, like user drawing, and add your own dimension lines. These are purely for your own reference, so you can easily see your board size while you're working. A board isn't very useful if you can't mount it, right? So we'll add some 3mm mounting holes, 1 in each corner. And this is where your software is your best friend. Seriously, do not try to eyeball this. Use the Align tool. It'll make sure they are positioned perfectly. Precision is everything for a professional finish.
And for that really polished look, let's round off the corners. We'll use the Arc tool, using our mounting holes as a center point. After that, it's simple. Just delete the old sharp corners and connect the new arcs with straight lines. And just like that, our boring rectangle is now a much more professional-looking board.
Okay, we've arrived at what is, in my opinion, the most critical and definitely the most creative part of PCB layout, placing the components. This is where we take that chaotic rat's nest and use our brains to turn it into a smart, efficient, and organized circuit. This quote right here, it absolutely nails the core philosophy of good PCB design. You didn't just randomly throw parts on your schematic, did you? No, you grouped them into functional blocks. And a good layout does the exact same thing. If the power supply parts are grouped in the schematic, they should be neighbors on the board. You gotta keep the families together.
So, what are these functional blocks? Well, think of them as neighborhoods on your circuit board. You've got the power supply district over here, the main brain, the processing unit downtown, the USB port for talking to the outside world. You get the idea. By grouping these together, we're basically creating a logical city plan for our circuit, and that makes everything that comes next way easier. So the basic moves are pretty simple. Drag your components onto the board, and the R key is going to be your best friend for rotating them. But here's a key tip. Once you start getting things roughly where you want them, drop your grid size down to something smaller, like 0.5 millimeters. That finer grid gives you the precision you need to nudge everything into its perfect spot. I mean, just look at the difference. On the left, it's a total mess of LEDs. But on the right, that's after just a few clicks with the alignment tools. And this isn't just about making it look pretty. A clean layout is way easier to assemble, it's easier to inspect, and believe me, it is a lifesaver to troubleshoot if something ever goes wrong. Oh man, we've all been there. You're hours into your layout, you're in the zone, everything is placed just so, and then you get that sinking feeling in your stomach. You forgot a component. So what do? Do you have to tear it all up and start over?
No, absolutely not. Here's the golden rule. All changes start in the schematic. So just breathe. Go back to your schematic, add that missing part, save it, and then head back to your layout. You just click one button, Update PCB from schematic, and bam! The new part just pops up, ready for you to place without ruining any of your artwork.
Now, as you're placing parts, you'll see all this text, labels, part numbers, all that stuff. That text lives on a special layer called the silk screen. Just think of it like the labels printed on a map. It's just ink. It has zero effect on the electricity. So you can, and you should, move that text around to make your board clean and easy to read. So, we've got a great-looking board, and all of our components are in their logical homes. We have built a really solid foundation. Now, we have to actually connect the dots. The next huge step is called routing, and it's where we draw the physical copper traces that let the electricity flow. I love this quote because it gets to the heart of what routing really is. Look, anyone can just draw lines on a screen, but the real skill is understanding that those lines aren't just lines, they're physical copper paths, and they have to obey the laws of physics. This isn't just graphic design, it's engineering. Every single copper trace you draw has real-world electrical properties. A path that has to carry a lot of current needs to be wide, like a highway. A tiny digital signal can get by with a small side street. We use different layers, different trace widths, and all of this is why we spent so much time on placement. A good layout is what makes good routing even possible. So, we've planned our city. All the buildings are in the right neighborhoods and the foundation is rock solid. But now comes the big question. How do you build all the roads, the copper traces, to connect everything together without creating interference, noise, or just a massive electrical traffic jam? Well, that is the art and science of routing, and it's the next step on our journey from blueprint to board.